welcome into another episode of RedHawk Rewind, our first for 2026. I'm Tim Carey.
And I'm Dave Meyer. Tim, do you even remember how to do this? It feels like it's been forever.
I was hoping you would at least remember my name, like when you haven't had a podcast for a month. I mean, normally we say the names for the people out there, but I am Tim. I've worked with you for a few years. It's nice to see you again.
It does feel like forever since I really sat down and talked with you. I mean, through text a little bit, but did you have a good break?
It was good.
Yeah.
Driving here, there, and everywhere around the Midwest. Got to see some Miami teams. Was in Grand Rapids for the hockey tournament. I see you've got an Arizona Bowl sweatshirt on, so you did some traveling as well.
I love this hoodie. This is awesome. But more importantly, any New Year's resolutions for you?
Help the podcast reach 1 million listeners by 22. I don't think it's going to happen this year, although, I don't want to sell ourselves short.
You never know. But you want to hear mine? Well,
No.
I think you know mine. But this is my yearly
You
tradition.
asked me a question if I wanted to, and I said no. So that's supposed to make you, was it actually a question? Or
No.
okay. Then just go ahead.
I need this on record just so everybody can hear it. But this is like my yearly tradition of every January, I have to reset my body weight to a certain number. And so, what are we, day 5 into? I don't even know what you call this. It's not even like a diet, but I just need to drop some pounds so that for the next 11 months or whatever, I can just eat like a normal person.
Okay.
Can you help me? Where can we do healthy lunches at all this year or anything?
Yeah, I think we're headed to fast food as soon as this is over.
All right. Hey, who are we talking to today?
Well, we are talking to Brant Byers from the men's basketball team. Miami 15-0 after a big win over Akron Saturday in front of a great crowd here at Millette, and let's bring him in. And we are back. I want to welcome in our special guest, redshirt sophomore from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, Brant Byers. Thanks for joining our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Brant, what we usually try to do here is find somebody that had a big week. And Akron game was kind of fun. You had a big game.
Yeah.
Just when you first just talk about the game itself, just how much fun you had playing.
It was a blast having that amount of people at the game as well, and then for us to come out and play the way we did. It was ugly for a little bit of the game, but to come back and still get the victory and obviously play well individually, a bunch of us did that. It was a huge plus.
Did you have a favorite shot in the game? Because in my mind, the two that stuck out in my mind, the 4-point play early and then the double clutch pump fake hang in the air, 4 minutes left. I have no idea what you call that move, but what about for you? What sticks out?
Definitely those two. I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to say the left-handed layup I had in the first half. Looking back now, I wish I would have just dunked it, but I'd probably say that was my favorite.
26 points, 4 boards, helps the team move to 15-0. When you hear 15-0 as a team, just what kind of runs through your head?
I don't even know, to be honest. I can't say that we were necessarily expecting to go 15-0, but I can't say either that we expected to lose any of the games we played. So yeah, we've taken care of business so far and did what we've had to do. So we're gonna try to continue to do that.
And I'm sure we'll talk more about the Akron game, but you almost lose the other, going to Bowling Green. It's hard to win on the road, especially in the conference. And that first half may have been the best half you played all year as a team.
Yeah.
I don't know. What kind of walk us back a few days there?
Yeah, I mean it was unreal. It felt like we couldn't miss a shot there for a while, and it felt like they couldn't make a shot. So I mean, when we have a half like that, it's always pretty difficult to lose the game, and we got it pretty close there for a while, but then we pulled through and did the job.
I mean, I heard the last team I really remember going on field, the Patriots, and whatever year that was, right? And they talked a lot about it, where it was like a number that was always following them around.
Yeah.
Do you guys talk about this? And is there more pressure because you haven't lost a game?
Not necessarily. I feel like reporters and people like that talk about it a lot more than we do, internally. But I mean, it's something that we definitely pay attention to, and obviously now we want to keep it going.
Right.
The depth of this team has been on display. Obviously, losing Evan from an injury perspective. You guys have had 7 different guys already with a 20-point game. How much confidence does that give as a team, knowing that anybody can step up and lead in scoring on a given night?
I think it takes the personal expectations you have off of yourself, because if you don't play your best game, somebody else is going to do that. And we have a bunch of different guys that do a bunch of different things. There's nobody that really plays the same way. So when we come together and do all the things that we individually do together, it's really hard to beat.
Can you walk us back to when Evan went down
Yeah.
with that injury and just the impact that made on the team, but then how you were able to kind of still find a right the ship there?
Yeah, I mean it was really tough. I think we're a bit lucky that it happened at the end of the game and not the beginning of the game, because there was a little bit less to salvage because we already had a lead and stuff like that. But just, I mean, the vibes you could tell weren't great, even though we were winning, and we're gonna win our first conference game. But I mean, yeah, it's tough. It's pretty hard.
From the big picture and goals, I mean, I've seen this unfinished business mantra kind of everywhere. Like, does a game against Akron carry any extra significance for you? And kind of like, how do you navigate the 15-0 and the game to game while also knowing like everything's pointed toward March for you?
Yeah, I think the Akron game obviously held a lot for us, knowing the way first that they beat us at their place last year. It was not even a competition in my opinion, which was ugly. And then the way we lost the second game to them in the MAC championship, that game was of high importance to us, because I mean we feel that we owe them, not just for this past game, but we owe them again if we see them in Cleveland as well.
You talked about the Akron game at the MAC championship. I mean, we were there. It was heartbreaking, right? I know we're halfway through this year already, but how much of that loss did that carry through this summer of just the team and the prep?
I think it carried a lot. I think it also played into bringing some guys back that maybe we're considering not coming back. Because I'd say that's probably the worst possible way that we could have lost that game, to be up the whole time and then lose the last 2 seconds. But I would say that we've played and practiced, no matter how that game went. So I wouldn't say it has a huge effect, but it's definitely still in the back of our minds. So we have something to play for every single day.
You mentioned the environment on Saturday. It was a lot of fun, even just being there in the stands and watching. You're at 23 wins in a row at home, matching the longest in the program history from 96 to 98. What has that meant? I mean, obviously we talk about it's hard to go win on the road, but protecting home court and the fact that, I mean, you're in the second season now of pretty much not ever losing in Millette.
Yeah, I mean, we love Millette, actually. I know a lot of people hate on Millette, but we call it a shooter's gym in here. I don't know why, but we always shoot really well here and play really well here for home games. And like you said, when there's that crowd, that helps a ton.
You talked about guys maybe came back that maybe weren't going to. You still had a couple guys leave.
Yeah.
Why do you think this team stayed together so well? I mean, in today's day and age, having most of your players back is a big deal.
Yeah, I would say Peter Suter obviously led the charge with him announcing first that he was coming back. I think it made the decision a lot easier on all of us, because you see obviously your best player and say like he's coming back. You don't really have, in my opinion, you don't have too much of a choice, because you want to come back and play with that same group of guys.
What's the recipe to being a great shooter? Break it down for someone like me who never will be.
And when he says not like, if you saw him take one shot, you're like, whoa.
So yeah, it is bad in that like I would miss the shot
Yeah.
and the form looks ugly, which is almost worse. Like some people, they have a textbook looking jump shot that doesn't go in. But I mean, you're, whatever the percentages here, 51 something from the floor, 44% from three, 78 from foul line, and you've been double figures 14 of your 15 games.
Yeah,
So
I just say just shooting a ton. Something that I always did was I would watch other people that had good shots and were good shooters, and then I mean my parents could tell you this, my whole family could, that I just lay on my back in the living room and just shoot on my back and just shoot a ball up and down, up and down, up and down. I'd do it for a long time. So stuff like that really helped repetition wise, and then I'd be able to go out and shoot pretty well after that.
So give me the laundry list, the 3 or 5 shooters that, you know, I mean, when you're talking about guys that have really done it, that you've kind of modeled or watched or whatever.
Obviously, with growing up, the Warriors were a huge deal. So Curry and Clay obviously come to mind, and then like Kyle Korver, he was a really good shooter growing up. I'd probably say those 3 were some of the main guys that I would watch.
All right, I want to go back to Tim's shooting for a
Do we
second.
have to?
You don't. I don't think you understand. Right? 50-50. If he's shooting a foul shot that it hits the rim.
Mhm.
Okay.
But from half court, I'm definitely underrated. Like I probably a higher percentage from 45 feet than 5 feet, I would say.
Okay.
Understandable.
So you see this. Just to try to picture this shot in your
Mhm.
head. If you were to give him a couple, just little tips, maybe somebody else is listening to this. Like, what would you tell?
Will, can you make sure that we're not splicing in any low lights here? Okay, please go ahead.
Well, are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm not sure. No, right-handed.
I would say just to keep your left hand out of the shot as much as possible would probably be my biggest tip. And then to use your legs more than your arms, which sounds kind of weird, but yeah, those two would probably be my tip for success.
When you're laying there on the floor, like just shooting, like is the ball hitting the ceiling? I mean, like, could we find dents in your house where you like the repetition?
For sure, I got yelled at a lot for the ball hitting the ceiling, but there's no dents. Luckily, our ceilings were pretty high in the room that I did it in. But yeah, I got yelled at a lot for hitting the ceiling with the ball.
So, Brent, when you got here, you came in, I think in January, right? Is that like a mid-year? Can you walk us through that process? Like why January?
Yeah, so I graduated in 2023 high school and then decided I was going to do a post-grad year, like prep school for basketball. And then I went there and I think I committed here maybe the early fall or August or something like that. And that year wasn't going exactly how I planned or wanted it to. And I know Coach Steele had a scholarship here available, so I kind of reached out about that. And he was all on board. So then I mean, I knew I was just going to come second semester and prepare and redshirt for my freshman year.
So, I mean, nowadays, I think most kids really fight to not redshirt.
Yeah.
What did you get out of it just sitting out and watching the team play that first season?
I think it was so helpful for me, and I'd recommend it to a lot of people because just being able to get comfortable and be in practices and know the expectations and know the offense, the defense, the whole system, it was huge for me. And for my freshman year last year, I came in that summer and I was comfortable because I knew everybody. I knew the system. I knew how the culture was. And, yeah, like I said, I knew what was expected of me.
From personal expectations, I mean, when you go into, okay, I get to get on the floor now, did you see a freshman of the year type season coming? Or, like what's realistic going in? And when did you start to be like, hey, I can hack it at this level?
Yeah, not going to lie, I started the year like 3 for 20 from 3 last year, so I didn't really have too high of expectations after the first couple games. I'd say conference play, I think our first game against Buffalo was really my first game that I was like, okay, like I'm comfortable out there and I can do my thing.
Was there a moment maybe in that Buffalo game where you made a shot and you're like, all right, I think I got this?
Yeah, I went 6 for 6 from 3 that game.
I guess that's
So
all right.
yeah, I mean it was probably like my fourth or fifth shot that I was like, okay, like I can handle this now. I'm good.
After wins, or well, really all during the week, like I look on social media and it's like there's a different trophy for everything. I can't even keep them straight.
Yeah.
There's a belt and there's a bubble and there's a chain and there's like yeah. So which one means the most to you? And give us like the quick rundown on each one and its significance.
Yeah.
Just for the people that like me try and draw out the beautiful mind family tree to make it make sense.
So the belt is for games. I mean I guess it signifies like your toughness and it's kind of random on how it's picked. The coaches pick like whoever they think had a big effect on the game. And then the black and gold jersey is for practice. It's just like stats, like rebounds, assists, 2s, 3s, deflections, stuff like that. Whoever had the most gets the black and gold jersey. And then the EGB chain is energy generating behaviors. So I'm not really sure how they figure that out, but that's what it stands for. For me, I'd probably say the black and gold jersey is the most important because it shows that you're showing up every day in practice and not taking days off.
You guys played in the black jerseys on Saturday against
sick.
Akron. I mean, what do you think of them? Because
I love them.
them.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah, I wish we would have had black jerseys way before now because I think they're sick.
Yeah.
How did you get into the sport of basketball? And was there a time back in the day when you're kind of like, hey, I could have a future in this?
I know I'd get in trouble if I didn't say this, so I'd probably have to say my older sister and my older brother both played basketball, and that's kind of what got me into it because originally I was more of a baseball guy growing up, and then starting like 5th or 6th grade, I started playing more competitively, and I was always tall for my age, even though my parents aren't the tallest people in the world. So it kind of was expected of me to play as well.
Were you more of a inside, outside, both? I mean,
I was more of a tall, skinny guy who could shoot, kind of similar to what I am now. A whole lot hasn't changed, but growing up, I was always very skinny and very tall.
when did you acquire the Slim Country nickname? Because people want to know.
I got that my senior year of high school. When I went to Perkiomen, and it's a private boarding school that was good for basketball, so that's why I went there. They had an assistant coach who just made it out of the blue. I don't really know exactly where it comes from. I come from the country. I guess that's why. And then I'm not the thickest person in the world either, so I guess that's where it came
I mean,
from.
have you heard of Big Country?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I assume probably something from Eric
Something
Montross,
like
right?
that.
No,
Yeah.
Bryant Reeves.
Or Brian?
I think.
Why am I thinking Montross? I
You're
don't
like,
know.
no, this
Might
is
be
like expansion
You're
era mid '90s
You're right.
sports card. Like you have all the $1,000 million sports cards. Mine are the like penny versions with these like old school Grizzlies and Raptors. Like, trust me.
I mean, we talked about your nickname, but I think your first Brant.
Mhm.
Where's that? Did you talk to your parents anything like where that name come from? Because I googled it before we started this,
Yeah.
and it seems it's pretty rare.
Not gonna lie, I have no idea.
Really?
I don't know what made them pick that, but yeah, I don't really know the backstory on it.
Gotcha. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Path to Miami, and you're offered whatever the summer of '23. You commit. We talked about coming for that redshirt semester or whatever. What made you choose Miami? What drew you to this place?
Yeah, I was just asked this question by a reporter or someone a little bit ago, and I'd probably say that Coach Steele's vision for the program. I mean, back when they were recruiting me, that we weren't coming off a winning season. Like he hadn't had that much success here yet. But his vision and the way he was going to get the program to where he wanted it really stuck out to me. And then obviously the players and the campus. I visited in August, so the campus was really nice, and that's something that stuck out to me a ton. With the other schools that I was considering, so all that played together.
I mean, it's easy for Coach Steele to say, "Yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that," but we had no success.
Yeah.
Before he got here. What did he tell you that made you really understand? Like, hey, I think I know where this guy's going.
Just that, like, he was going to be intentional with the way he did things, with who he brought in. He didn't want to bring just the best player he could possibly find, but someone that fit the school and fit our system and culture. And then, yeah, he was going to be patient with it. He wasn't going to rush it, and yeah, all that stuck out to me.
You were academic All-MAC last year,
Mm-hmm.
small business management major. How did you decide to go into that, and what do you hope to do with it?
I don't have an exact plan for you right now. I'd like to get into something business-wise, so that's sort of why I picked it. But yeah, I don't have anything too specific as of right now.
So, did I hear that your parents like drive an RV?
They do.
So they travel everywhere to see
that
you?
story gets around. That story really gets around. A lot of people know that. But yeah, they have an RV and they come to probably 95% of our.
They just show up a couple days early and they tailgate on the parking lot. And
Yeah, or they stay at Houston Woods or something
Nice.
like that. Yeah. Yeah, they travel a lot for me.
Do they have a good like food setup in the RV? Like, should we be knocking down their doors before the game or something?
You probably wouldn't have to. They're probably out in the campfire depending on the weather outside. But yeah, they usually got something good going on.
And I got a couple other random funny questions, but
Yeah.
we're supposed to ask you about a golf match this summer
Mm-hmm.
with you and Coach
Holmes.
Coach
and
Holmes talked about it against Dan and Evan, who was carrying who in this golf match.
You'll never guess who our sources are in this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take a wild guess that it was Coach Holmes probably, but I forget even what were the teams?
It sounded like it was you and Coach Holmes.
Me and Coach Holmes. I don't
There was a
think
big smiley face in the message we got.
I can't remember, but I do remember his first couple shots. It took him a few balls to get off a tee box, to get one in play out there. So
he neglected that part of the message.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did. He figured it out though later on.
Are you a pretty good golfer?
So I'm
All right.
decent.
Yeah.
Blacklist television fan? Yes,
I
no,
am.
maybe.
I'm gonna take a wild guess that came from Holmes. Too.
Yeah, but
Most of this,
but that one I can relate to. 'Cause
Yeah.
my golf game is a lot like my
Yeah.
basketball game, pretty non-existent. But Blacklist, I feel like is one of those shows, and I've probably talked about it in the podcast before, where it's like you really want to get into the mythology, except for by season 3, you're like, they didn't know this was going to go so many
Yeah.
seasons, and they're just kind of writing themselves.
There's
in
just
circles.
really no, yeah. It's an unreal TV show. It's probably my favorite by a mile. Eli Yofan just finished it as well. I've tried to get a lot of the guys into it, but yeah, it's a good show.
How many seasons are we talking here?
8 maybe.
I think it's 10.
Okay.
How many episodes a season?
I mean, this is back in the old days, so you're like 20 probably.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay, that's a bit
something
over.
around.
I mean, like turns into spin-offs, and
Yeah.
like all the good characters become bad, and all the and everybody dies
Yeah.
5 times.
Spoiler
and,
alert.
Yeah, you know,
Jeez. Well, Tim, do we have a game to play?
this is our 16th podcast. How many have we had a game to play?
I don't know.
Actually, I don't even know if
Yeah.
it's the 16th podcast, but that sounds really good. I'm going to go back later. It's going to be like episode 37 or something. So, spoiler, every time that we do RedHawk Rewind, we have a game to play.
Okay.
And I always pit the guest against Dave, and usually Dave does not win. So, there's that.
I think I'm. If this is episode 16, I think I'm 1 in 14.
Okay.
So
I think
no pressure.
I think you beat Peter Suter and his. So
That might be my
might
one.
be your one.
Thanks, Pete.
Miami 15-0, off to the best start in program history we talked about, topping the previous record of 10-0. 10-0 last accomplished in 1943.
Wow.
So, in honor of this historic accomplishment, we're going to do some 1943 true or false. And I always try and like be something that he can't predict ahead of
Yeah.
time because he's trying to go down the rabbit hole.
It
Now,
used to be a lot easier to
Yeah.
predict what he was going to do, and I would still lose. But now it's all.
I know this puts you at a disadvantage because you weren't alive back in 1943.
Yeah.
I was pretty close. Pretty close.
So we're going to let Dave go first on
Okay.
each question, and then you just decide if you want to agree with him or not. And
Yeah.
some of them are a little tricky. So I'll give you a couple examples. If I said Bob Hope was the host of the Academy Awards in 1943, that would be true because he hosted it 19 times from whatever over a span of 40 years. Did you know that somebody hosts the Academy Awards 19 times? Anyway,
Because now it's like a new person every
Yeah.
year, right? Okay.
Joseph Stalin was named Time Magazine's Man of the Year in 1943. That is false, but he was in 1939 and 1942. So
Alive. Yeah, he was alive.
Here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Dave,
Oh boy.
the Jefferson Memorial was dedicated in 1943. True or false?
That sounds true. What do you think?
Sure.
True. It's the 200th anniversary of Jefferson's birth. So I'm always really
There
bad
you go,
at
1 for 1.
keeping score here. There was a nationwide speed limit of 35 miles an hour in the United States in 1943. True or false?
I have to go again?
Yeah, you're going first every time.
Oh.
Because Brant wasn't born in 1943.
All right. Sorry. Repeat the question.
Nationwide speed limit in the United States in 1943 of 35 miles an hour. True or false?
Could horses run that fast? No, I'm kidding. Sounds true.
I think false.
That one was true. It's called the Victory Speed Limit to conserve gas and rubber for the war.
So wait, who's winning?
It's early. You're ahead. You're ahead. There's a
Okay.
difference between being ahead and winning. I always say this in card games. Like, you know,
Gotcha.
if I'm down 9-2 and we're playing euchre, like,
And
you
that'll
may
do
be
this
ahead of
week's
me,
podcast. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Oh, sorry.
The Philadelphia Warriors won the NBA championship in 1943. True or false?
I have never heard
Me neither.
of the Philadelphia Warriors, but is it a trick question? Do you know that I won't know that? So I'm going to say
That
true.
sounds like Princess
Yeah,
Bride.
true.
True or false?
Gotta be false.
It is false. They did win the first one, but it was not until 1947. I'm pretty sure Wilt Chamberlain played for the Philadelphia Warriors. I could be wrong.
I have
so.
no idea.
Uh,
I'll have to check some of my $1 million sports cards that you say I have.
Daylight savings time began in the United States in 1943. True or false?
I don't like I have to go first every time, but it's false.
me if I
it's
care.
clearly false.
False.
It is false.
Sounded confident.
It
on
was
that one.
first instituted in World War I to save energy, and then it was repealed, and then again in World War II. So it
Ah.
did exist. So you're
All right,
both
3-3.
point for you. Yep. The character of Superman appeared in a comic book for the first time in 1943. True or false?
False. He was in 44.
False.
False. It was 1938. In professional football, the Eagles and Steelers merged to form the Steagles for the 1943 season. True or false?
False. That has to be
False.
false.
Definitely true.
Wow.
Is it
As
really?
a Pennsylvania, I thought you would appreciate this. For
I'm
one
not,
season,
Not a Steelers
for
fan.
one season they combined. They finished at 5-4-1. The war was going on. Lots of players and coaches were in the service, so they
Okay,
combined
okay.
teams.
Wow.
One of the players later said, "It sounds like we had a big advantage putting two teams together as one, but all it meant was we had twice as many lousy players." First television station in Ohio went on the air in 1943. True or false?
False.
True.
That one was false. It's a Cleveland WEWS, but not until 1947. Okay, we usually play this until you're behind.
How many more questions we got?
I know, that's what I'm saying. The movie Bambi was released in 1943. True or false?
False.
False.
You were both correct. It was actually 1942. Two more.
Oh,
Good guess.
shocker. I'm up one, and there's two more questions. All
Tell me
right.
how that works.
Okay.
The first deep dish pizza was created in 1943. True or false?
Oh, it's 100% true.
True.
You guys are good at this game. We
He
have to
he
do this
sounds
one
confident in his
yeah,
answers,
he's just
so.
making it up. Miami basketball defeated Indiana, Cincinnati, Ohio, and Toledo as part of its 10-0 start in 1943. True or false?
True.
False.
That one was true.
Oh, let's go.
Congratulations.
You guys might be 15-0 in basketball, but I think I'm 2-0 against
Yeah,
you guys
you
in
are.
trivia.
We're proud of you.
Man, this is like a shining moment.
I'm going to go in your office tomorrow, and there's going to be like some big plaque congratulating you.
I still have the belt for academics, or for a compliance belt, too. So
We have to put that somewhere between the EGB belt and the black and
Yeah,
gold
yeah.
jersey. I like to end on a serious question.
Mhm.
So now that we've moved on from 1943, what is the best advice you have ever received?
I'm gonna go with a Coach Steele quote here for this one.
Okay.
And it's that victory favors the aggressor, and that's something that he's probably said it probably 500 times since I've been here in my 2 years basically, and it's just that the harder playing team, the more aggressive team, no matter what happens, it always seems that they come out on top, and no matter how hard anyone tries to debunk that, it seems to come true every single time. So yeah, that one comes to mind quickly.
awesome. Well, Brant, thanks again for joining us. Good luck Tuesday against Western Michigan, right?
Tuesday at home, 7 p.m. against the Broncos, and then Friday, a trip to Toledo. A game will be on CBS Sports Network. We will be back next week with another new episode of RedHawk Rewind.